Awesome.
Amazing. Well, I won't distract the comp.
Oh no, you're not distracting Billy at all. So Billy, are you a Christian?
No, I'm an agnostic.
Oh, okay. So are you set in your agnostic ways, or are you open to coming to Christ, or what's the situation?
I mean, I don't really have any like plan in regards to my religious belief. I don't really think about it that much often. I like philosophy, and I like the philosophy of religion. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. Yeah, in terms of what I believe, I don't really think about it that much. I just like to gather as much information and read and learn and stuff.
Well, if you want to talk about philosophy, I think Praise is your guy. He's pretty good with philosophy.
Oh yeah, we've had many conversations philosophically before, yeah.
Yeah, I like Praise. Praise is cool.
Oh, I didn't know you said that,
man. Oh yeah, we've known Billy for over a year and some now.
Oh, okay. So Billy has heard the gospel.
Probably yes.
Catholic.
I
was raised Catholic, so I know.
No offense or anything, but the Catholic Church doesn't have the gospel.
Well, I mean, it's very similar.
Well, in some ways, but they fundamentally changed the message by adding things to it.
Yeah, that's true. They don't accept the finished work of Christ. That's not good enough. There must be works or something. Maybe the works come from God anyway, but they think works means like going out to, do, work for the poor and stuff, and charity work all around here and there. And they think that's what gets them into heaven. It's Jesus Christ. Is what he did
Amen.
On the cross and his resurrection. That is what saves people. It's not your own works. It's stupid.
It's not just that, Praise. They believe in they have to do all the sacraments as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, baptism and all this other crap. You have to, baptismal regeneration. It's a false gospel. Really, yeah. At that point, that's a false religion.
They re-sacrifice Christ at every mass because they call him down from heaven into the wafer. They eat him. They think they're literally eating him and drinking his blood, re-sacrificing him over and over and over. Book of Hebrews says that he offered himself one time and then sat down at the right hand of the Father.
Right.
It is finished.
Yeah, we don't have to contend for salvation. Like, that's stupid. And labor. But we will labor because we love Christ and we want to be a servant, we want to serve him. That would be the only reason, not for salvation, because that was already completed. So that's, I don't think people, for some reason, Catholics don't understand that distinction.
Yeah, and I'd have to ask Billy, what is the biggest thing getting in the way for him at this moment from him just trusting Christ? What is the biggest stumbling block, Billy? Did he leave?
He did. I think he got booted out. Or maybe it's his connection or something. Yeah. Rat's ass.
Easy, Grace. Oh boy.
It was a good night though, Kevin. We had good discussions. I thought I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So as far as the debate, so I don't know. What are you just going to email Merritt and see what's going on? So is he like definitely wants Gavin in on this? Like he won't do it without Gavin, basically, or?
Yeah, I think he's dead set on Gavin. But maybe if we broached it to her, see what he thought. If we like introduce it to him, see if what he thought. Then we can.
Is Gavin still stuck on doing it on Brute Facts instead of your channel?
No, according to Crimson Air, he wants things to cool down and then have it on my channel.
Well, I mean, my schedule doesn't revolve around Gavin, so if he's not willing to do it, then he can rack off, and I'll just do it with Merritt. So if he wants
How
to
dare you say that? Because Gavin's the leader. He's the big man on campus.
well, set a date, and if Gavin's not willing to do it on that date, then we're going to do it without him. Because it's like, why do the three of us, or especially me and Beckler, are ready to go? Why do we have to wait for Gavin because he's being difficult?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I just want to get this.
I don't think he's going to bring much to the table anyway. It's probably going to be mostly Crimson Air talking anyway. Like, no offense to Gavin or anything, but yeah. I mean, when I debated him, most of his opening was a video. And then when I started debunking the points from the video, he goes, "I never said that, Kevin. I never said that." I'm like, "The video you said it."
What's wrong with you?
Don't you know? You're still on the milk.
Did he say for you to get a job too or something? I thought even he told you that too.
I don't think so. I have a job.
I know, it's like everyone that has a job, he says, I don't know what this job thing is. It's really weird. Do you have a job, Gavin? Yeah, I do have a job right now.
Yeah. So I got my other computer going. Trying to get my other computer fixed. It's got like 2 hard drives in it, and I keep getting a bootmig error. It's like trying to load up the wrong hard drive when it starts up.
Oh my!
Yeah, I got this cheap like Dell computer I'm using at the moment.
You know what? I'm gonna just message, or I'm gonna send out like a group message to you and Crimson for you guys just to debate one-on-one. I mean, really, we don't like. I mean, Gavin's just a barnacle, like you're just gonna weigh things down.
Yeah, and I don't even think Crimson would agree with all the points Gavin would make anyway, because I have never heard anyone before in my life try to defend this idea that Cain was saved and then he lost his salvation. That is so ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, yeah.
Oh boy. It's almost as bad as Bible Flockbox, that idiot. Oh, Satan lost his salvation. Yeah, you're a bright one. Oh, goodness. Oh. Yeah, but there definitely needs to be some cleaning up on this community we have on YouTube and stuff with Exo and others. We got to get this stuff straightened out and get it right. There's no reason why people come on a Christian channel and claim to be Christians. You ask them what the gospel is, I shouldn't hear anything other than the life, death, and resurrection of Christ. He gives us the forgiveness of sins. Right. I shouldn't hear love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself, which is summing up the law. I should be hearing people give me law when I ask for the gospel.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. Just, basic fundamentals of the faith should be agreed upon. Like, this is nonsense. And it needs to be straightened out. And then this idea of Christians being possessed, that needs to go somewhere, too, because that's a false doctrine.
Yeah, I know.
So, I don't know however you want to clean house, praise, however you want to deal with it. But then here's the thing, right? So what if they're not willing to come to correction on that?
If they're unwilling to, that's almost expected because people like Jamie, they're so stubborn, they don't want to change.
Yeah, do you think Jace will do it? I mean, because I'm not convinced XO will change.
Oh, Jace? See, Jace follows him because he's a leader, according to him, and he's just a loudmouth XO. So, how you take a loudmouth out down is expose them and do it through where they expose, if you expose the loudmouth himself, that's how I've dealt with people like Smokey. It's hit or shoot their pride down. If you shoot their pride down, then Jace will see that, and then he'll feel like, oh look, my team leader or pack leader, he's been exposed, or something like that. So it's good to call out XO and expose them, and don't let them bully people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he doesn't allow you to get a word in. He just keeps over talking.
Right. So I'm gonna have to start stepping in and not allow it to where he just starts rambling on over people.
Yeah, because I think, obviously there's atheists, like Wildheart and stuff, where obviously he speaks a lot of nonsense, but he did the same thing to Wildheart. We wouldn't even let him.
And he just went off on it. It was funny.
I went off on A's philosophy the other night, but he's been dealt with so many times, and Wildheart seems sincere in asking about the gospel. And when he was sitting there spewing his heresies about Jesus not being God and stuff, I didn't appreciate that very much. Yeah, and I went in there and I went off on him. The guy's a heretic. We shouldn't be talking.
Right.
It's like you gotta protect the sheep from the wolves, man. When the wolves come in and they're trying to tear the sheep apart, we can't just sit back and let it happen. Or potential sheep, people that are, they see the green pasture off in the distance and they kind of slowly approach from the wayside and say, hey, what is this you guys are doing? What is this all about? Who's that shepherd over there? And then instead of one of the sheep approaching to talk, a wolf comes out of the bush wearing a sheep Halloween costume, pretending to be a sheep, and say, oh, yeah, that shepherd there, yeah, he's so-and-so, and just all sorts of lies. And none of the sheep speak up. That's not right. The wolves need to be knocked in the head.
But isn't XO some type of he tries to do the fear porn on people, to fear? It's his whole motive is oh, this is the end. We're coming down to it, people. And this the flat or whatever, the water's above the earth and all this other crap. It's just a bunch of conspiracy crap. That even from Iger, he gets it. Him and Iger, we got to stop that nonsense.
Well, I mean, Iger's a flat earther, but I can talk to him, and he, I tell him what the gospel is, and he agrees with me. So I have no reason to think he's not a Christian. Where it's XO, I can't even have a conversation with him because he just he doesn't stop.
Right, I'm just saying, with the earth coming down, everything's doomed, doomsayer. He's a doomsayer. It just gets old after a while too. Trying to instill fear in people. It's just a bunch of fear mongering, and I just don't think it just causes people to feel on edge, and it does no good. Because then you have to know, well, how do you know when the end times? Like, how would you know such a thing? It's stupid.
I hear you, Praise. I mean, the Antichrist hasn't been revealed yet. I think the great falling away might be starting. And, nowadays people that claim to be Christians, they go off to college and they leave the church in alarming rates. They went out from us to be made obvious they were never of us.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's signs definitely out there. I know that. Matthew 24 and other ones, but I mean, like, XO's living like we have a few days to go. Like, it's... and then Jace with it, following along. Like, he's just a sicker fan of his.
See, here's what I like is this attack where it's like, I said I appreciate what America stood for, the flag and the Constitution. And because I said that, XO accused me of supporting LGBTQ stuff, and no, I don't agree with any of that stuff. And, it's like, oh, you have to hate America or else you're not a Christian. It's like, it's so ridiculous. Like, you can love what the country is founded on and still hate liberalism and be a good Christian American. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he goes on that, too. Like, we're just living and everything is just, like, we're immersed in, like in basically, like, a Gehenna or something. That's the way he makes it sound like, but, like, Satan's trash dump or something.
Yeah.
I mean, there is light in this world, though. I mean, it's from real Christians, so it can't be that bad yet. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the gospel comes out of America for the most part of the world. Like, we send missionaries. As a matter of fact, Graham knows a guy that lives in Australia. He's actually friends with him, and he's from Texas. He's a missionary. Him and his father, they moved to Texas, to Australia from Texas permanently, and they started a church over there. They came from America. America, we have missionaries and people who love the gospel. Yeah, we have a lot of false stuff here, like the Word of Faith of Kenneth Copeland and Joyce Meyer and Benny Hinn nonsense and heretics. But we also do have a lot of Bible-believing Christians here still. So you can't, just because you live in America and you appreciate what this country stood for, you can't just lump everyone in and say, oh, that means you're a Satanist. Like, that is just absolutely absurd.
I know. He's just he's just way over the top. Like, he doesn't know how to... I think the Bible makes it clear to try to show control, like self-control, and, like, he just goes way overboard. Like, it goes into conspiracy lands to me with waters above the earth. I don't even know what that means yet. I don't even know. Like, I'm still clueless about that.
No, I hear you, man. And I get in the flesh and I get angry and stuff, too. And I apologize for that stuff, but...
What'd you call Janet again?
I called her a scum bucket, and I called her a witch.
Scum bucket?
Yeah, that was a couple of months ago when she was, I was on CJ's channel, and it was the first time I met Ace Philosophy. And he was telling me how Jesus isn't God. And I quoted John 1 through 14, and then I went over to Colossians 1 and was explaining how through Jesus all things were made, and without him nothing was made. And try to tie it back, you see, so in Genesis 1, God created the heavens and the earth. Colossians says Jesus created all things. And then you go to John 1 through 14, it says that word, which was God, was made flesh and dwelt among us. And he's like, oh, that's not what it means. And he just completely ignored what I said and just went back to his original talking point. And I got mad. And I said, you're a heretic. You don't care about what anyone has to say. You're just here to spread lies and heresy. And Janet was in the side chat. Oh, here we go. Kevin's going to start reviling again. Right? I said, because, she has me blocked. So I normally can't see her comments. But because I was in StreamYard, I could see the comments showing up on the side. And I said, you know what, Janet? You always defend heretics. Why aren't you in the side chat saying, good job, Kevin, or A's, no, that's not correct, that's heresy. Why do you always stand up for heretics? And I said, you want to know why? Because you're a scumbucket and a witch. That's what I said to him.
She's done it to me, too. I caught her talking behind my back and bad-mouthing me, so, yeah, she's a backstabber. Craze doesn't know how to control his own channel. He doesn't stop people talking bad about Jamie. It's always protecting Jamie. Like, Jamie's such a little...
He's a heretic.
But he's such a, slimy one.
I know. You ever notice how Jamie always... He talks out of both sides of his mouth, because sometimes he'll tell you something that's right, and then you wait like a month or two and you ask him about it again, and he says something different. And he's done that to Graham numerous times, and Graham's called him out on it. Jamie, unbelievable.
He just leaves. Whenever he gets confronted, whenever the heat gets on, he just leaves. And then just goes in the chat and pokes at it, and then just, tries to, fight like a woman almost. Like, it's so weak.
Has he said anything to Donnie yet about, because, I think Donnie addressed Jamie's false understanding of Daniel 9 pretty good.
No, and then he'll just put a little video clip up and make it sound like he's responding to Donnie's claims, and, it's just a little game he plays. And I'm just done with Jamie. I just can't do... I just gotta stay away from him. I'm not even gonna talk to him anymore.
Alright, well, I respect that, bro. He has been... it's not like no one talked to him, we did try to tell him the truth, and he just keeps rejecting it, so I don't believe.
Yeah. And then, then we're gonna be the villain, probably by someone else.
Nah, you know what? I'll tell you what, Praise. If standing up for the truth makes me a villain, then fine. I'll be a villain. Fine.
True that.
Jesus said that the world hated me, and it will hate you too, because you love me. And so if people start hating you because you're standing up for the gospel and the truth, well, I guess we should consider that as we should take that as a prize, right? Like joy, like, hey, I'm hated for the sake of Christ.
Yeah, that's true. True that.
Yes, sir.
So what do you got planned coming up? Like any streams or what's going on?
No, I had an idea. I wanted to make a video called Christ Alone. I don't think it's going to be a live stream, though. I think I'm just going to make a video. It's just all about Christ. It's not about us at all. It's Christ alone. Sola fide. And I want to point out how conditionalists kind of reject sola fide ignorantly, like not even knowing it.
Right.
Their faith is in their faith. Their faith is in their ability to keep believing. That's not trusting Christ alone. That's putting your faith in your faith.
In your faith keeping, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it's important. It's a callback to the Reformation, sola fide. It's very important. It has to be Christ alone. We contribute nothing. There's no works. There's nothing we add to it. It's all Christ's finished work. We trust Him, and He saves us. Done deal. And then everything else falls in line after that.
Amen.
So yeah, I don't know what I want to do for that yet. A couple verses I probably want to put together. Problem is, it probably wouldn't even be a long video. It'd probably be like 5 minutes to maybe 10. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I don't know. What do you think, Praise? You want to Get it on that. You want to do a little segment? Maybe help me make it a little longer. I don't.
Yeah, get Graham in there.
I mean, because how long could I possibly make? I mean, if I really tried, I probably could stretch it, but yeah. Because I could talk about Christ alone. I could talk about the importance of it being Christ alone, and then how if it's not Christ alone, it's false. So I mean, I probably could extend it. Yeah.